What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Oh, we got an interview to watch. Jenna Miscavige, the niece of David Miscavige, who is the head of Scientology, a cult, has done an interview, and we're going to check that out along with a video she did as well. So let's see here. Anna Elise is a fantastic content creator who did an interview with her. It's about 2 hours long. So we'll speed that up a little bit and make sure we can get it all in. But it is one you're not going to want to miss. So shout out to all of you all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in again. And I'm probably going to do a quick video on my second channel this evening and talking about the Tyrone Davis Jr. case. Young man who lost his life during Christmas. Highly suspicious death, and the way he lost his life is just mind-blowing. So we're talking about that on the second channel, Lady Luck Club with Sweet Tea. So make sure you come over there and join the second channel and check out the information, the content that we're talking about, get more exposure to that case as well. But let's get into this. We're going to check this out here. Shout out to Annie Lees for doing this interview, posting it up. And then Jenna Miscavige did a video saying you were wrong about me. I haven't seen it. I just know she gave the middle finger. Oh, man, we're here for it. I have reached out to her on Instagram to see if she is willing, to just come in and speak with us here in the LLC. Waiting for a response, hopefully she'll say something. But I would love to be able to speak with her, get her experience and everything. So then we'll check it out on Anna Elise. And I also watch Anna Elise myself. I'm subscribed to her because she has great content dealing with true crime. And it's definitely worth paying attention to those cases that she bring up, cases that do not get the exposure that they need. So shout out to all of you all. Mama Sage is back here with us again. We had a good time with Candace, honey. That marathon, Candace out here giving out, Erica Kirk's mother's diagnosis. Candace, you're just an evil gimp from hell. And I guess she penned an op-ed, did an op-ed or a letter to Erica Kirk. Yeah, it'll be a great exhibit just to prove even more. You saying you're obsessed, Candace, we all agree. You're obsessed. Something's wrong with that. But we had a great time. You guys, make sure you check out that live stream. It was like 5 hours, 6 hours long. But we can go hard like that when we need to. And now we're going to follow this up with Scientology, you all. It is another cult. It's cult. So you have the wife of David Miscavige, who has not been seen in over 20 years in the public view. But somehow LAPD thought it could just say, oh, yeah, she's fine. And then, people are supposed to just go with that. It's insane. So let's get to this. Shout out to all of you all. Portrait Princess, how you doing? What's going on? Melinda's back here with us. Francisca, shout out to my moms is back here. Shout out to you. S-Files, fantastic moms I have up in here. Best on YouTube. Don't let anybody tell you anything any differently. I have the best moms on YouTube. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Hit that like button as you come in. We're going to get started on this. That way you guys aren't up too late. So I'm just curious to see, I'm ready for this. I have not seen this interview. I just know the work of Annie Elise. It is fantastic, and you guys will not be disappointed. So put a 1 in the chat when you guys are ready. You can see and hear. Let's get to it.
We've heard a lot about the Church of Scientology. Jenna Miscavige Hill spent more than 20 years in the church with her uncle.
Well, thank you very much.
As a child, I was only allowed to see my parents for a few hours once a week.
There's not an exact criteria for evil, but I would definitely say, somebody who makes rules that thousands and thousands of people can't have children and runs a church where there's child labor, forced and coerced abortions. If that's not evil, then what is,
Hey, True Crime Besties. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Serialously. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to an all new episode of Serialously with me, your host, Annie Elise. And guys, today we have got a very special episode, a very important episode. For those of you who have been listening to my podcast for a while, you know I'm really fascinated with cults. Like, I want to know how they operate, how they tick, how they recruit, the mentality behind it. And I've done a lot of deep dives into cults too over the years, whether it's FLDS, maybe a different one, maybe drinking the Kool-Aid, Scientology, all the different ones. And Scientology is one that we have talked about a few times on here. And we've talked a lot about David Miscavige, the leader of Scientology. And today I am actually going to be joined by Jenna Miscavige here in studio, David's niece. Now, she was in Scientology since she was a very young age, and she is going to be sharing with me all about her experience in Scientology, how she escaped Scientology, David and his secrets and what he does behind closed doors. Also, if David truly believes that Scientology is powerful and he's aligned with its belief system, or if he in fact knows it's a cult. We also, of course, are going to touch on Shelley Miscavige. Where Shelley? Nobody has seen or heard from her in years. Is that true or not? Was she complicit? What does she know? What was her involvement? Jenna's going to tell us everything. And she's also going to talk to us about the darkness behind Scientology. And I think we're all aware of the darkness and how they prey on people and exploit them and use them. But it goes even darker and deeper, more than I ever knew, to be quite honest. And so she's here in studio. She is going to break it all down for you. We're going to talk through it all. And I'm just really excited to have her here because I think it is such an important topic and something that needs to have a light on it as much as possible. Hi, Jenna. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to have you here because, as I mentioned already in the intro, I've been fascinated with Scientology for years, and it's something that I personally have been investigating, researching. I try to be very careful when I am, but when I came across your TikToks and how outspoken and brave you are and just the powerful statements that you were making, I just wanted to hear more and learn more from you and just have your personal experience. So thank you so much for joining today, truly.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. It's my pleasure. So what I would love to start with is just a little bit, I guess, about your background. At what age were you introduced to Scientology? How did it all come about within your family?
Yeah, so I was born in Scientology. So my parents were already Scientologists by the time I was born. And just before I was 2 years old, they joined Scientology's most dedicated organization or most dedicated group inside of it. It's called the Sea Org. And basically you sign 1 billion year contracts promising your soul lifetime after lifetime of servitude to Scientology. You are not allowed to have kids, although they had already that rule came shortly after they joined.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So from that time forward, no Sea Org members were allowed to have kids.
Did they ever have any more kids or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically you work 15-hour days, 7 days a week for Scientology. You have little or no time off. You live communally. Everyone eats together and you basically get paid $50 a week. And
$50 a week at 15 hours a day.
Yes.
I need to figure out what that math even computes to. Have you done the breakdown of that? I mean, pennies, but.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in the end, Scientology is paying for where you live and where you eat, but usually it's stacked up, in dorm rooms stacked with bunk beds this high. Although when you're married, you get you share an apartment with another couple, and they're paying for your food, but also you're paying for all of your laundry, all of your toiletries, all of your feminine hygiene products. You're paying for everything else. So.
Even so, room and board, I mean, that doesn't equate to 15-hour days full time and then getting the extra $50 a week. So you mentioned really quickly, I want to talk back about the dorms and how it's stacked with bunk beds even before marriage. So what is that like? How many people to a room could there be?
So for instance, when I went to a Scientology boarding school, and boarding school is a very loose term here, but I was in a dorm with 7 other girls, and then we had one bathroom which was connected to another dorm with 7 other girls.
Wow.
So we were all using the same bathroom. We all had to shower every day. And it was a scramble, if not impossible, to be hygienic as kids and get everything done you were supposed to get done.
What age did you start boarding school?
So that started when I was 6 years old.
And were you pulled away from your parents and put into this boarding school with just peers, or how did that work?
Well, the truth is that when my parents joined this Sea organization, it was in Los Angeles.
Shout out to all of you tuning in. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Let's get these videos back up in the algorithm. It's been a week since I've been able to go live up to earlier. So please make sure we get these videos back in the algorithm. Hit the like button. Shout out to all of you all coming in. Wyoming Gal and Black Anonymous, my fantastic mods. Thank you all for tuning in. So far, she said that they only got paid $50 a week, but they still had to pay for everything. They had to do their own laundry. They had to pay for their own toiletries and all of that. How? And look, where were they buying these items from? And they only got $50 a week. I take it they weren't allowed to do any other outside work. Y'all, it's like a slave trade or something. What is going on? $50 a week? Was this strictly for the Sea Orgs? Like they couldn't have kids? How do you keep the cult going if you don't have kids? Not the kids should be in this cult, but I'm just saying. Like, you guys see how this is so weird. They're like robots. Yes. I don't know. This stuff is just wild. She said they only got paid $50 a week. They had room and board. They only got like an apartment and some food. But they worked 15 hours a day and only got paid $50 a week. And they still had to buy everything else. How does that mathematically add up? So these people really, they couldn't afford health care. Like, God forbid you have a medical emergency. What do they expect to happen if you had a medical emergency? What if you ended up in a hospital? How did that go? Did they have a hospital? Y'all, this is crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. $50 a week. Child slavery.
And for like a year or so, like they were there with me, and I me and my brothers lived in the living room on bunk beds. But then my dad went to the secretive international management base for Scientology, and my mom was doing other projects for Scientology. So I only saw them for a few hours once a week.
Wow. That's so tough as such a young girl.
Yeah. So I would be in like Scientology nurseries during the day with a bunch of other Scientology kids. And then when I was 6, there was basically a boarding school that was at Scientology's international management base.
And where's that located?
It's in Hemet.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the boarding school was about 20 minutes away. It was at the back of an Indian reservation, and it was a couple of acres, and there wound up being like 80 to 100 kids there. And we would be there all week, and then we would see our parents for like a couple hours on Saturday evening and Sunday morning, and then we would go back.
And so, I mean, my mind is kind of blown right now as you're saying that, because I've of course, I'm familiar with the Sea Org. I have heard about the boarding schools, but now just thinking through that, at such a young age, 6, 7 years old, which is incredibly young, going to sleep without your parents and waking up without them, that has to be incredibly difficult and challenging. But I also suppose the argument could be you didn't know any different at that point. Is that fair to say?
That's very fair to say. Yeah. The truth is that I never lived in a home with my parents. And even though you're right, like I didn't know what I was missing. And also that was happening to all the other kids around me. So it wasn't like, oh, this is odd, what's happening to me. At the same time, there's still that, basic biological drive where I always wanted to be with my parents.
Of course.
And I always, like everything I was doing, even trying to be good in school, was so that I could somehow work at this base with them so that I could see them every day. That was my personal goal. And then now as a mom myself, obviously it's very different with my own kids. Now it puts it in a more stark perspective.
Absolutely. I would imagine it's almost kind of reliving your childhood, giving them the childhood you wish that you had, in a sense.
Right. Yeah. And actually really understanding what I missed.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, going back to what you made a comment saying that you wanted to do really well in school and you wanted to make people happy so that you could then one day work at the same organization with your family. Was there a certain requirement where you had to hit certain milestones or have a certain performance at these boarding schools in order to then be either accepted or invited to the Sea Org?
Yes. So how the boarding school was looked at is that we were called cadets, where we were considered Sea Org members in training.
Okay.
And so we had a certain curriculum that we had to complete. A little bit of it was schooling and a little bit of it was Scientology studies. And so if you finished this earlier, then you could go work at the base earlier. I remember my Aunt Shelley would always tell me how she worked in the Sea Org as a 9-year-old and how I was sort of like lagging behind because I wasn't already there.
And but correct me if I'm wrong, when you get to the Sea Org, that's hard labor that you're then required to do.
Super ironically, what we were required to do at the boarding school was legitimately hard labor.
What kind of things?
Like digging trenches, hauling rocks. I mean, we woke up at 6:30 in the morning and immediately we were put to work. Our jobs were to maintain the grounds. They would have to get inspected after we planted a bunch of trees, after we filled planters with gravel, we planted cactus, we mowed the huge sports field, and we shoveled horse poop and that sort of thing. Like we just had all sorts of landscaping type duties around the ranch that we would pretty much do right after we woke up until school time, which wasn't until the afternoon. And then, once a week on Saturday, we would be required to basically white glove clean the entire ranch, which just meant cleaning so well that it had to pass inspection with somebody with a white glove.
And who was usually doing that inspection?
There was a couple of adults at the ranch.
Okay.
But bizarrely enough, like the kids we had our own organizational structure where we had 7 divisions. Each division had 3 departments. Wow. Each division had a head. We would have these like gatherings called muster. I guess that's a military word, but for me, it's a Scientology word. And they would be like, Unit 1 report. And be like, all present and accounted for, sir. And then we would do like close order military drilling, like left face, right face. And we would get our uniforms inspected every day. We wore uniforms. And we would get our dorms inspected every day for cleanliness. So it was like, even though we were kids there and there were adults there overseeing us, it was like we were running ourselves.
Wow. That must have forced you to mature at a very young age and just become an adult. And like we just said, not even have a childhood. I'm curious, what was the ratio like, if you can remember, of hard labor in the mornings and school time? Like, what was that split like? Were you doing more hard labor than actually getting education, even though the education was, of course, Scientology based?
That's a great question. So basically all morning until about like 2 p.m, we did like the hard labor. I mean, we also had breakfast and lunch, but even like after breakfast and lunch, like we would be mopping and cleaning the floors, doing the dishes, all of that stuff, like doing laundry. And so then after lunch is when we would start our schooling until dinner time. But after dinner, we would be doing Scientology studies. So the schooling was really after lunch until dinner time.
So a few hours of like traditional education, call it maybe 2 to 5 or 2 to 6 p.m.
Yes, except it wasn't traditional education. It was kids from like 6 years old to 16 years old, all in the same classroom. And there was no grades. And basically there wasn't a teacher who would teach us things. They weren't allowed to explain anything. We all had these little checklists, which were basically like, read this, demonstrate this. Like we would write an essay.
Curriculum.
Well, it was like step by step what we had to do, but it was never a teacher teaching us. And so it was run like a Scientology course room where they would they had an e-meter there. We would have to be attached to the e-meter.
Can you explain to everybody listening what the e-meter is?
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I feel like I know a lot of these terms, but for those who are a little bit unfamiliar.
Yeah. I have one actually at home. I went on my way up. I was like, dang, I should have brought that.
Please text me a photo of
it. I will for sure. So an e-meter is basically like kind of Scientology's version of a lie detector. It's this device. It has a dial on it. You hold 2 like metal cans that are attached to the e-meter. It puts like a small electrical current through your body. And in Scientology, they believe that your mind influences this current, and that influence shows up on the dial of the e-meter. So they basically ask you questions, and depending on how the needle reacts, Scientology interprets it to mean yes or no, you're lying or you're not.
And am I correct when I say those sessions are called auditing sessions? Is that right?
That's correct. Those sessions are called auditing sessions, but they also use the e-meter outside of auditing sessions, like in a normal like school classroom. Like Scientology has this obsession with making sure you don't go past any words you don't understand. They kind of believe that it's like the root of all evil. And so in the schooling scenario, they ask us if we have gone by any words we don't understand the meaning of. And they ask it on the e-meter. Yeah. And
so can you give me an example of that? Like what they may ask, like, or a word?
Yeah. So they basically say, in your recent studies, have you encountered any word or symbol you didn't fully understand? And then they look at the e-meter, and depending on how it reacts, they say, great, go back to your studies. And if it has like a read on the e-meter, they say, go back to your first course, the beginning of your course, and find a word, make a list of all the words you don't understand, look them up in a dictionary.
And like try again.
Exactly. Yeah. But you kind of have to go back to the beginning of your course. So it sucks if you fail.
Yeah.
And also it's in front of the whole classroom.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's embarrassing. Like that was my terror when I was
of course.
So embarrassing.
It's humiliating.
Yeah. And so I would have these like little strategies, which basically occupied all of my schooling time. I would have a dictionary open and like pretending like I was looking up a word, because if you're looking up a word, then they can't do a meter check on you
But in reality, the meter check isn't even accurate because it's just a current going through your body. So it's like, whether you know the word or not, it's kind of a 50-50 chance of what's going to show up on the system, right?
Right. Yes, totally. But it was more like I could avoid even being brought to the station if they knew I was already looking up words. And like they would have things. I feel like I'm getting into the weeds. You can tell me.
No. This is great. Okay.
But we would have like word chains. Like if you look up a word and then there's a word in the word you don't understand, you have to open another dictionary and look up that word. So I was basically always putting on a show of being in a word chain
Wow.
So that I could avoid embarrassment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and so it wasn't a very productive way of going about my schooling.
It's interesting because you say how you did that to avoid the embarrassment and when you are tested and it's in front of the class. And you also a few minutes ago had mentioned that your Aunt Shelley used to give you a hard time saying that she was in the Sea Org at 9 years old. You're not trying hard enough. And so I want to just pivot for a moment and ask you, how involved while you were in this boarding school and a cadet and doing the training was your Aunt Shelley and your Uncle David in your life?
So my Aunt Shelley would write me regularly. Like she sent me a bunch of a bunch of stationery so that I could write her, because I think that she was saying she wanted me to write her, and then I wasn't. I used the excuse that I didn't have stationery, so she sent me a bunch. So I would write her regularly. They would send me birthday presents and Christmas presents and all of that. And occasionally, us kids were brought into the base where our parents worked, where we would work in like the galley where they made all the food, or occasionally we would do a Scientology course there. And so when I was there, like sometimes my uncle would come get me on his motorcycle and bring me to his office. And usually I would wind up talking to Shelley. Like he was around, but she was like a woman. And my opinion is that she didn't have any kids of her own. And so she's sort of like, I was sort of her outlet for that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
At the time. So they weren't part of my daily life because I was at the ranch the entire time. But, you know, at Christmas time, you know, when we had a day off, it was spent.
You only had one day off.
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
Yeah. Or there would be like a big celebration the night before, but then we would have Christmas Day off. And so I would spend it with them, with my parents.
Well, that was actually going to be one of my questions. And please excuse me if this is so naive and ignorant of me, but do you celebrate traditional holidays? Like, would your whole family get together for Thanksgiving? I know you just mentioned Christmas, for anything like that, or does that go against Scientology beliefs?
It doesn't go against Scientology beliefs. I feel like it's like I'm not religious right now, but I still celebrate Christmas. But things weren't really family affairs. Like at Thanksgiving at the Sea Org base, they would have a Thanksgiving meal. And so we would all celebrate it together. Or like at Christmas time, the night before Christmas, there would be like a base-wide celebration all together. And then on Christmas Day, there would be like, I guess, different groups from different, because there was always different factions of who was in what group would hang out together. I just by default, my parents were executives and they would hang out with my aunt and uncle. And so I was part of that, but it was still considered like a Scientology activity more than it was considered a family activity.
Were Christmas gifts a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
All things. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I didn't have a home where there was a Christmas tree.
It wasn't like nesting with the stockings in the home. It was more of like you go to a place, you have the meal, you celebrate together, and then it ends.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we would like have the Kris Kringle Secret Santa thing, but we all like, well, as a kid, I only made $5 a week, but like they only made $50 a week. So you'd have to like buy gum from the canteen or something. And that would be like the daily gifts. But
Now, speaking of that, I want to move into how you progressed out of the boarding school and what was next. But really quick, just going back to the pay thing really quick, is it your opinion that the pay was structured that way to keep people in debt and keep them stuck there? Or why do you think the pay was so little? And is it still that amount to this day?
Everything I know of from people who have left more recently, it is still that amount to this day.
Wow.
And the truth is that I think about different aspects of Scientology so many years later that I feel like I actually haven't even gotten around to thinking, is that why this pay is structured in this way? But I was actually doing a new TikTok for today, and I talked briefly about elderly people who work their entire life in the Sea Org and they don't have any savings, they don't have a pension, they have no retirement. So they're basically just screwed. And you can't have those things if you're living on $50 a week.
No.
And so even just today, like even though I've been gone for quite a while, it's still like the more I progress through my life, the more I see how things were when I was there, the more I am a mom, the longer I'm a mom to my kids of different ages, I realize how messed up it was for me.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So I actually think that is a very good point. Like, of course, that's how you keep people there.
Well, that's interesting that you just mentioned about the point about pension and elderly people, because I'm curious too, what would happen if a Sea Org member or any member was injured? Or did you ever go to the dentist growing up? Was health care covered? What did that look like?
So as far as the dentist, they did have an in-house dentist, but it was like one person for thousands of people. And you would have to get like these.
That's exactly what I was just asking about the healthcare part. So they had in-house dentists. Were they trained? Oh, Tavares, how you doing? Shout out to you. Hey, Mira, welcome back to Gal Needs Therapy. Oh, man. Yeah, this what they went through was absolute torture. Oh my God. This is absolute torture. But yeah, I was just asking about that. Like, how did they take care of healthcare? Like, God forbid they needed to be in the hospital or have surgery. They just let someone just sit around and be in agonizing pain and they needed a medical procedure. Oh man. You sound sick. Yeah, I was sick this week. Had a cold, had a little stomach bug. I had it all. But I'm clearing up. I'm literally like trying to eat some saltine crackers right now. So I didn't want to keep going too long without just hanging out with you all and going live. Because I hadn't gone live the whole week. It sucks missing a whole week. YouTube, they will push your videos down to the bottom of the barrel because they're like, oh, you're not being active. Like it, but I miss you guys. So I wanted to also, go live. But yeah, it's been a week. But I'm trying to work on that. But that's you said your daughter has strep and you are, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Melinda. Yeah, I was sick all week, y'all. It's crazy. Hope you feel better. Oh yeah, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there to virus. I'm trying to get there. Tara, you stay away from me. Y'all. Oh man. Man, look, even my boys get sick. The first thing they want to do is they want to hang around mama and cough and sneeze all over me. It's like, why are you doing this? Don't get mama sick. Go cough on your daddy. Yeah, they don't care. They did it. Mama's gonna just always catch it because we want our mamas to help us. We want our mamas to make us feel better. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it happens. Well, I feel your pain. Oh man. All right, y'all. Let's get back to it. I was just wondering about this healthcare thing. Oh yes, I missed you guys as well. This has been we had that I know you don't like the Candace marathons, Tavares. We got Umar coming in tomorrow. Someone sent me a video. They went back to the school because he's lying about the renovations being completed. He lies like hell too. Yeah, so we go check that out. Plus, there was an interview that I wanted to do from Marianne Lorient. She interviewed the hairstylist, y'all. The one that slept in the room. The one that slept in the room with Umar. She interviewed him. I'm like, I'm not gonna miss that. I got to go over that one. So we're gonna check that out tomorrow. Yeah, so we do Umar tomorrow. Umar, I'm coming for you, you dumb Oompa Loompa. All right, let's get back to this. Scientology is a cult, y'all. This is something else. Can you imagine having a toothache and you got some in-house dentists that don't know what they're doing? They don't believe in medicine. Telling you, oh, just go gargle and rinse with some salt water and take a nap. What? Painful.
Money approved in order to get the procedures. So there was a dentist, but it wasn't like everyone was in good health. There was only so much this one person could do. And as far as medical care, Scientology believes that Scientology can cure everything. They even believe that what's happening to you medically is because of a mental thing. But if something is an emergency, they will take you to the hospital where I guess it's like if you don't have insurance and if you make zero money, it's just free.
Yeah, they're forced to treat you up to an extent, I think. But
exactly, yeah. Okay. So there was like 1 or 2 times where I went there and was like just waiting for hours and was like passing out in the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's not like there's regular medical treatment. There is a medical liaison office, but what basically we mostly did there was if you weren't feeling well, we would do Scientology assists, basically that are supposed to help you with your body. And that's how we thought that they would give you some vitamins and then we would do those assists. And that's how we thought we were healing each other.
Oh my gosh. So walk me through then how, if there was anything else like that you want to mention about boarding school and then what the next step in your journey was.
Sure. I just want to ask you something though. I just had a realization that, okay, so we would do this thing called a touch assist, which was supposed to like help you heal, to help you be more in communication with your body. And I just realized that this is kind of a great place to demonstrate it, but also it would involve me touching you.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
To,
okay. Touch assist. Okay.
Okay.
So how close do I need to be to you?
Well,
sorry for anybody who's not watching the video version of it.
Can I stand up?
Yeah. Like this? Yeah. Yeah. Do you want me to stand?
No, you
okay.
Okay. So you.
Here, I'm gonna move the mic so that I can pick up
the sure. Okay. So close your eyes.
Okay.
And basically we go, feel my finger. Oh no, just you feel it with like.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's okay.
I'm already failing.
Okay, and you just say like yes or
yes.
Okay, good. Feel my finger.
Yes.
Thank you. 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 Feel my finger.
Yes.
And basically, like, we just keep going all the way down to like each of your fingers and each of your toes. And that's what we would do.
And what's the purpose of
What?
that?
It's basically like we believe that would make your spirit be in better communication with your body.
Oh, and I would heal myself.
Yeah, basically.
So am I healed right now, Jenna?
Well, I would have to keep going like sometimes for like a half an hour until you're supposed to have some like realization like, wow.
My headache's gone.
Exactly.
Wait,
and at some
what?
point you're just like, my headache's gone because I can't be doing this all day, you know?
Okay, so they just touching around on each other with their finger until they feel better. Why not just do a full blown massage? I just feel like this should have been like a massage thing. Like, I'm serious. You might as well just soothe me like a baby. Just rub my back. You know, I don't feel well. Rub my back for 30 minutes. I'm telling you right now, that puts me to sleep. You know what helps? Like comb my hair. Brush my hair. Just real soft, like ASMR. That'll knock somebody out. You got a headache? ASMR. What is going on? I can appreciate that a lot better. Give me a full massage. I want a massage. Just go ahead and brush my hair. Just massage my scalp. Give me a massage, my neck, my back. You know, that'll knock me out. Oh my goodness. I mean, depending on what's going on. But if you got a fever or something, clearly that's not going to work, right? But can you imagine how many times people had to sit around with a fever or an infection? And they didn't believe in medication, so you didn't get any antibiotics. You had to go to the hospital if you were on the brink of just like, okay, this is beyond what we can do with finger touch. This is crazy, y'all. What child? I have no idea. Like, this is something else. Okay, let's get back to it. This is something else.
Well, thank you for demonstrating that. That's really interesting. I'm going to start doing that on my kids. Anytime they're like, I have a boo-boo, I'm like, touch assist time.
You like wear them down so they're like, okay, I feel
Mom,
better.
I just want to watch Spidey and Friends. Leave me the hell alone.
That's pretty much how it was.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, walk me through how that transition happened and kind of where things were at and what your day-to-day looked like through boarding school into the next phase.
Okay, yeah. So the majority of the time I was at this boarding school at the ranch, my mom was positioned in Clearwater, Florida, where she basically was in charge of that whole base, which is Scientology's biggest like money-making base. Scientologists come from all around the world to get highly trained there, and then they go back to their own churches, and it delivers some of the highest levels in Scientology. So she was responsible for like renovating church buildings and getting that sort of thing in place. And so there was a time or two that I went to visit her, and basically I was going from digging trenches, hauling rocks, and like being in this military-esque organization to where I lived with my mom in an apartment, but it like had a jacuzzi, like there was a teenage girl who was supposed to look after me, who worked for my mom, who would make her breakfast every morning. She would wake her up and she would do her laundry. And, you know, my mom would get like manicures, and there was a special executive chef. She would get this delicious food. And all I had to do was do a Scientology course all day. And I would basically get all of these amazing perks. And it was like the greatest time of my life.
Of course. I mean, of course, compared to what you were doing in the hard labor, it's like, this is amazing.
Exactly.
It's like the Ritz.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly how it was. And so then when I went back to the ranch, I was like, it sucks here.
Yeah, I don't want to be here. Get me out.
Yes. Yeah. And then they had made it so our training program was going to be longer to be at the ranch. And basically I was like, I want to go back to Clearwater. And so they sent me there, but my mom wasn't there. And then they basically like just put me in the Sea Org instead of getting this great treatment. And they were like, surprise, you're here now. And they basically just threw me in a dorm with like, at this point, it was like 10 other women.
And how old were you at this point?
I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like a few months after I turned 12. And like, I remember getting there and my bed didn't even have sheets on it. Like, I didn't know where to go. I was just told, okay, now you're in the Sea Org. Here's your uniform. Now, I always knew I was going to be joining the Sea Org, but I didn't expect it to be that sudden. Like, I actually signed my billion-year contract when I was 7 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Like recruiters came to the ranch and they had us all sign it. And it was like, of course I'm going to sign it. My parents are part of this. I'm not going anywhere else.
The norm. You're not even questioning it.
Yeah. And I didn't play video games. I didn't have toys. I didn't watch TV. Like I knew 0 people who weren't Scientologists. 0. I never saw them.
That was your world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so I just didn't expect to be like thrust into this. And actually, I realize I'm finally answering your other question, which is, while the Sea Org is very like regimented and hard, it's not the same level of manual labor that we did as kids.
That's interesting.
So it's actually a little bit easier
as you get older, which is so disgusting to think about.
Right. For me, yeah. Some people just join the Sea Org not having grown up in the cadet org or in the boarding school. So some people just go right into that, and that's really hard for them. For me, it was like, it was a little bit easier, but still, yeah, there was more like, I don't know, like politics and dynamics and that sort of thing.
Now, for someone who is, say, making it up, call them 20 years old, and they're saying today, like, I want to become a Scientologist. I truly believe in it. I believe in everything they stand for. What would make someone decide or be told either, okay, I'm a Scientologist, I'll go through Dianetics or all the programs and do all this, or I'm going to go in the Sea Org? Is it a requirement? Is it a certain level of dedication? How does that split happen?
It's not a requirement, but it is considered like the highest level of dedication. And obviously, the more dedicated you are, the more praised you get. And also, as a Sea Org member, you get Scientology for free, although they don't give you much of it because you're not paying for it, but you are actually able to get Scientology for free. So maybe some people who can't fully afford paying for Scientology outside of working there, they might join staff or join the Sea Org or something like that.
I think that's an interesting take, joining from like a financial perspective and benefit, but you also had said that it's the highest level of dedication. So I have to ask, why has Tom Cruise never been in the Sea Org?
Right, exactly.
Isn't he like the, picture perfect Scientologist, so dedicated, like the poster boy?
He is, yeah. But I think that Scientology, and he probably agrees, that he's more valuable to Scientology as being Tom Cruise.
As being like the Mission Impossible guy who never ages and does his own stunts. Did you ever meet Tom Cruise?
No, I never met him.
No.
Yeah.
I want to talk all about the celebrity of it all here soon, but let's see. Okay.
No worries.
Sorry, I'm going off the rails a little.
No, that's okay. But in Scientology, like even when Tom Cruise was like going crazy, like jumping on couches and stuff, we just saw it as like, oh my God, he's spreading the word about Scientology. He's doing so great. What a great dedicated Scientologist he is. So I feel like Scientology thinks he's more valuable in that way, because how many people have gotten into Scientology because they're like, well, Tom Cruise does it. It must be great.
Yeah. All the different celebrity endorsements throughout it.
Yeah, exactly.
So then once you were at the Sea Org, aside from just like the less labor or the reduction in labor, I should say, from when you were at the camp or the boarding school,
right?
What did that look like? Did you have to go through, I know you said Scientology education was free or it was made available at that point. So like, did you go through all the Dianetics? How much do all of those cost? The books, I know that is like this whole financial animal in and of itself too. And you never really reach the top. You always get hit down different tiers. So what happened?
Right. Yeah. So first of all, I was no longer doing schooling daily. We only did school like a couple hours, one day a week.
Starting at 12 years old.
Yeah, starting at 12 years old until I was 16 years old. After I was 16, no more schooling at all. And again, it wasn't grade levels. Nothing was like no diploma for all of the kids who were there working in the Sea Org. It's not just me. And then my schedule sort of became like, at least at the boarding school, our studies would end at 9:00. We would go to bed at 9:30. Well, instead here, it was more like closer to midnight, 11:30 midnight when we would go home. And I was required to do a lot of Scientology training throughout the day. There was also a few programs I went through where like I was in a higher level part of the Sea Org. There's so much red tape. There's so many hierarchies. It's so esoteric.
Seems like by design.
Yes, exactly. It's like, what are these people even doing? But basically, there was an initiation program to get into this higher level organization where we were required to do all the laundries of the senior executive on the base. We would do all of their laundry, and we would clean their rooms for them. We would clean their offices for them, and we would bring them food. And we had to complete a certain series of courses in order to get through that. So I did that program. And sorry, I'm just trying to explain things
you're fine.
in a way. I'm sorry, I even forget your question. Oh, what?
I was just talking about what it was like in the Sea Org and like what the landscape of like what you had to do and the requirements and Dianetics and all of that. And if that was a part of it, and just kind of like as you, I guess, because in my mind, I'm thinking you're essentially climbing the Scientology ladder, so to speak. So like as you continue to climb higher and higher, I would imagine the pressures increase, the requirements increase, maybe the skepticism starts to trickle in. So just kind of wanting to understand a little bit about just that period in your life.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So as far as Scientology, if you're a paying person who comes and pays for Scientology, they have what's called a gradation chart. And basically you start at the bottom and step by step you move up. And each thing is a course or a level of counseling that you have to do, and you have to do them in order. Now, there's some side things, like if you do this level right here and you're not doing well in life, they might have a side action they have you do in order to get you back on that level.
What classifies not doing well? You said doing well in life?
Yes. Like sometimes, like just say you're at level 2 and your life is in array. You are like, they had to have things called like life repair. Or maybe if you go to jail, like they can do like, I don't know, like an interrogation on you and find out what's going on.
Okay.
Like
just a life event.
Yes.
Would it be, I'm just trying to get a scale for it. Like, would they consider your life in disarray if you were going through a breakup? Or is it something more severe? Like you're drinking, you're doing drugs, you've gone to jail, like something that is more severe?
No, something like that. As long as your attention is fixated on it and you're unable to fixate on your Scientology counseling, then they will do something to address it.
Okay.
Separately. At the beginning of every Scientology counseling session, they ask you, are you upset? Do you have a present time problem? And have you done something bad that you're hiding? And they try to get life things out of the way so they can do the Scientology counseling. But if it keeps coming up, then you'll probably have to do another service. Oh my God, sorry. Another service or another program in order to deal with that and then get back on course.
How long is a counseling session?
So it's usually a couple of hours, like 2 or more, but so there's also different types of counseling sessions, and it is called auditing. I say counseling because Scientology has such a specific language.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I feel like it's hard to impart what I'm trying to say when I'm like trying to explain using their language. So I try not to use it, but it's like translating in my head every second. So there's different types of auditing sessions. Like if you are in trouble, me as a staff member, I would get an interrogation. And that's basically when they ask you, have you done this bad thing? Have you done this bad thing? And they interpret it on the e-meter. And so sometimes those sessions last longer. Like I've been in one of those sessions for 9 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, where they're recording it. It's like an adult asking you a bunch of questions. They don't accept no for an answer. They only accept the e-meter's answer.
Are you comfortable sharing why that session was so long or what the primary root of that was?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, first of all, it happened like 20 times.
It was a common thing.
Yeah.
It was like a standard practice of theirs.
Right. But for me specifically, because I was the niece of the leader and because they felt like how I acted represented how they looked to people. And I don't know if it's like they saw me as a potential threat. So one of the times when I started getting an interrogation was when my parents had actually left Scientology and I didn't know. I just got pulled out of my duties.
How old were you at this time?
At this point, I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And they left and they didn't notify you?
No, I didn't even know that my parents were leaving. I had been forbidden to call my parents by my Aunt Shelley. And so basically they had taken me out of my everyday duties. And I started getting interrogated by this woman who was the highest level important person on the base. And this would go on for hours a day with a video camera. And then basically I was taken out of my duties. I was made to clean bathrooms anytime that I wasn't getting an interrogation from her. I was made to scrub the bathroom with a toothbrush with somebody standing there watching me to make sure I didn't try to escape at any time. Someone else also stood outside my dorm at night while I was sleeping.
What would happen if once you're notified that your parents left, which I want to ask why they left, but what would happen if you were to say, you know what, screw this. Throw the toothbrush down. I'm out of here. You can't hold me. I have free will. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to be a part of this. What would they do?
Well, this is what's hard. That is what I eventually did when I left Scientology. But if I decided to do that, who would I go to? I knew 0 people who weren't Scientologists.
Oh, you mean in terms of life outside of Scientology? Yeah. So it's almost as though kind of like not only, and I hope this word doesn't offend you because it's not at all what I mean, but it's almost as though they brainwash people inside there a little bit to be just so dependent on other Scientologists and remove your ability to lean on anybody outside of the organization. So you feel trapped.
Right. And I didn't know anybody outside of the organization. I didn't have a dollar to my name. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a license. I didn't have a diploma. Like I was raised to be afraid of people who weren't Scientologists. Like not like they would hurt me or kill me or something like that, but I was afraid of how I should speak to them if they were to ask questions because we were told how to answer questions. Like I was supposed to say I was a student, but I didn't really know why. Now I know that's because as a kid, you're supposed to pretend like you're in school. But at that time, I didn't know what, like I believed in Scientology. I thought it was great that I was working there.
Yeah. Why do I have to lie?
Exactly. Yeah. So I was just like afraid of people who weren't Scientologists. And so I wouldn't have anyone to call or anyone to go if at that time I wanted to leave. I didn't even know my parents were gone and I didn't even have a phone number for them. So there was no options. Like me staying there, like I just had nowhere to go.
How did they explain to you that your parents left? Did they try to position in a way to suggest that they abandoned you, that they left, that they were the evil people in all of this?
Well, so this bathroom cleaning and interrogations went on for months. And then one day they said, you're going home, which I guess I thought meant back to the international management base where my parents were. Turned out it was in LA. I was brought to like the 10th floor of this building. It's the Hollywood Guarantee building. And basically 2 senior most officials in Scientology, they basically, like I was basically waiting in this room for like 2 hours before they even came in. And they were like, so Ronnie and Biddy, that's my parents, have left. They are living in Mexico. Like they basically sent them to Mexico so that no journalists could be in touch with them. And they're living in Mexico and we want you to go with them. And I was like, so are they basically, I asked if they were declared SPs, which is a suppressive person, which is somebody who has left Scientology, is a critic of Scientology, and people who Scientology thinks are evil. And they were kind of like, well, yeah, but they didn't want to lead with that. And they're like, and you're going with them. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't seen my parents since I was 12. I've never lived in a home with them. I've basically structured my whole life around, like, you know, when I started my period, like I got pads from my friend, you know, when like that's who my family was. And so at this point, when my parents have left, I've been forbidden to talk to them for years. I was afraid of the outside world.
Of course.
We were taught that in regular schools, like in Scientology, they believe psychiatrists and psychologists are like evil and they like try to like lobotomize you and all this and drug you. And I was like, I'm going to go to a regular school in Mexico. I don't even speak Spanish. And so I was like, no, I want to stay. And so basically I wound up staying. And at the time they were like, wow, you are such a dedicated, wonderful Sea Org member.
Do you think that they did that at all as some sort of reverse psychology to be like, we want you to go to like test your dedication and see if you want to stay? Or do you think they truly did want you to go?
I think they wanted me to go to avoid a legal issue and drama with my parents.
Okay.
But I think that when I said I wanted to stay, they recognized that it was an opportunity for them to basically keep my parents in check.
And
And
like, we have your daughter here.
exactly. Yeah. And if you speak out, if you say bad things, then you're not going to see her.
Do you have any
basically.
siblings?
I have 2 half brothers. Yeah.
Were they in Scientology as well?
They were in Scientology as well. They grew up there, but it's kind of a weird long story. Like I have twin brothers, but they're my mom's kids and not my dad's kids. And they're 8 years older than me. And so they were at a different base than me.
Okay.
And so it's just
So
like
it's relation, but not the closeness.
right. Yeah. And also I'm just trying to think, like one of my brothers was already gone by then.
Okay.
And then one of my brothers left later.
Okay. So you don't have it currently in your immediate family. There are no more family members in Scientology.
Not in my immediate family.
Just your
Yeah.
extended.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
cousins.
of course, one of them is running Scientology.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm curious too, just as people have spoken out over the years about Scientology, and Leah Remini had her famous docuseries where she was exposing, she spoke with a lot of people who had left, some who were still involved and who wanted to be anonymous. Have you watched any of that?
I've watched some of it. Yeah.
What you've seen, is that an accurate portrayal of what it was like and truthful?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo,
As
this
summer
is
winds
something
down,
else.
I'm all
Let
about
me give
refreshing
her
my
her
wardrobe
man.
and getting my staple pieces in my closet for the season.
Let's fast forward. I still say Tom Cruise can kick rocks.
Just because of their participation. How did that?
Can't make this up. It's something she said, man. They had her in captivity, basically. People don't think this is a cult.
You said you never met Tom Cruise or anything like that. Did you ever hear about special treatment that the celebrities were getting, or like certain perks that they would receive just because of their participation? How did that look?
So in Scientology's Celebrity Center International, which is where the big celebrities are handled, there's like a whole office called the President's Office. They just help them in their day-to-day life. They help get them on Scientology services. They make sure they're entering through the right door so that their privacy is protected. They handle their interpersonal relationships. They get them a good spot in the Scientology restaurants. All of that, they basically cater directly to them to make sure they're getting the best possible treatment. A lot of times when Scientology celebrities are on courses, they have their own private classrooms. If they're doing the purification rundown, they have their own private sauna.
Crazy.
And even sometimes they're being counseled, audited by very senior level people, senior executives. Wow. Yeah. So I remember there was one period of time where I did not want to be in Scientology. I had tried to escape. And this man, his name was Marty Rathbun. He was second in command of Scientology. And he literally was chasing me on the street with his car. I finally got in the car. He took me to the top of Mulholland Drive. We got into an argument. he left me there. And then I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything. I was just a brainwashed Sea Org member. And
wait, what's going on TPUSA Live? Y'all make it seem like it's a Super Bowl show. What's going on? Kid Rock at TPUSA Live? I thought y'all was talking about like a football game. What the heck? Y'all. We're talking TPUSA. Wait, what? Super Bowl halftime. Y'all stop it. Y'all call the TPUSA Live. What the? Wait a minute. Wait, what? Hold on. Are we for real? TPUSA Live? They have a halftime show. What? You can't make this up. This is real. This is not a football game. I thought y'all were joking. Oh, wait a minute. I thought you were joking. This is real. Kid Rock. Brentley Gilbert. I don't know them folk, honey. Gabby Barrett. I don't know who these people are. Lee Bryce. These are singers? I literally thought you all were talking about a halftime show, like a football game. What the heck is going on?
We'll just keep doing it and start taking their market share. It's exactly what you said, Mark. Real America's Voice. We're filling the vacuum that was left by these so-called networks, so-called media networks that were really just propaganda.
This is insane. I thought there was a football game. I thought y'all was literally talking about a football game. Why is it not showing on TPUSA's channel? Yeah, it's not showing. Am I missing it? Wait, what? Yeah, this is weird. The real halftime is Bad Bunny sucks. What? Yes, it is to boycott the Sing NFL pick Bad Bunny singing in Spanish and dressing in women's clothing. Who is Bad Bunny? I don't know who Bad Bunny is. Who is that? I can't believe y'all got me watching a halftime show. I thought it was for football. Yeah, I'm not even a huge football fan. Oh, wait a minute. It's not playing on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel? Yeah, it's not playing anywhere. Where's this start? Yeah, this is something else. I literally thought y'all was talking about a football game. I saw a halftime show. I was like, wait, what? Oh, no. Y'all, oh my God. This is something else. Yeah, can you imagine people clicking on this to see Jenna Miscavige and they're gonna see this? Okay, hold on. Let's go back to because it hasn't started. When is it supposed to start? How long we got it? How long is this? No, I didn't see it on TPUSA. It will start within a few minutes. Okay, what's a few minutes? Like 5, 3? What are we talking about? Yeah, who would have thought Kid Rock? They got Kid Rock? What? Last thing I heard him do was with what's the dude name? Oh, Eminem clowned him out so bad. What's the boy's name? He was a rapper with Puff. He was trying to come at Eminem. What's his name? And then Eminem snapped back, and that boy ended up starting. He went to country music, something like that. It was crazy. Did Kid Rock do something with Justin Bieber? So I listen. I don't even like watching. I'm not a football fan. What? Who is Bad Bunny? Machine Gun Kelly. Thank you, Saint. God, when I say you read my mind, Machine Gun Kelly, y'all. That's the last time I heard Kid Rock do anything. He did a song with Machine Gun Kelly, which I didn't think it was a bad song. But man, Machine Gun Kelly call it. You don't go after Eminem's daughter. You just don't do that. Child. Oh my God. 24 seconds. It's about to start now. Y'all, this is crazy. I thought that was a joke. I was reading the comments. I was like, what the heck is this Super Bowl? What's going on? Y'all, look at this chat. Look at this chat flowing. Y'all see that chat? That is something else. Where's Jay Witt at? Where's my brother at? Is he watching this? Should be. Anybody else live streaming this? Okay, so we got options. We could click between TPUSA's channel and Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel. They need to come out. What they doing? Bad Bunny. Who? Okay, somebody tell me who is Bad Bunny. Listen to Booker T by Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is a rapper who raps in Spanish. Okay. First half of football game is still going, waiting for it to finish. Either or. Bad Bunny made a song about wrestler Booker T. Wrestler. Huh. That's something else. I don't even know who that wrestler is. Okay. While we wait, I guess we're doing this. While we're waiting, you guys tell me when it comes up. Let's put up Jenna Miscavige's her video. She did a video with this middle finger. Oh my God. Y'all let me know when it starts.
Hey everyone. I wanted to come on here and give a little update on my life. What's been going on? I haven't posted a real video to this channel since I believe like maybe even July of last year. It's something I've been wanting to do. I've never intended on going off of YouTube. I just had so many life things going on that I simply didn't have time. But the way I look at it is that my TikTok is a great way to get out brief bursts of knowledge about Scientology in bite-sized pieces, where my YouTube channel is more
let me know when it starts.
Humanizing Scientology and humanizing the people who Scientology has affected. And I am doing that with myself and my own story and the things that I experienced when I was there and the things that I experienced after. And my YouTube channel has a special place in my heart because it feels like my audience knows me. They don't just know me as Jenna, the niece of Scientology's leader. They know me as a person and they stay for that. And so that's why it's really important for me to develop that. I also see it as a place where people who are introduced to me through TikTok and Instagram and Facebook or wherever else, this is a place where they can go and do a further deep dive. And actually, one of the things that gives me a little bit of anxiety about it is that I really haven't built up my channel in the way that I want to. And it's just because I've been so much busy. I have been so busy with life, with fucking drama, with traveling across the country constantly. So many influences in my life that have made it very hard, like just to have a moment of peace, to be honest. And lately, with certain parts of my life completely blowing up, it's actually been a great opportunity for me to rebuild from scratch and sort of analyze what are my own opinions, what is my own creativity, what is my goal with my channel, what is my goal with my life. And so I wanted to come on here today and talk about that, give you some updates, and just sort of say where I want to go with this. And yeah, hopefully you guys are interested in that. If not, then fuck off. Just joking. Okay. All right. So I have been going to therapy and it's actually been really great. I've been lucky enough to have immediately found a therapist that is really cool. And the importance of finding someone who you like, as many of you know, as many of you guys have asserted to me in the comments, is huge. The middle finger yet? And to be honest, if you're at a time when you really need a good therapist and you can't find one, it's kind of disastrous and horrible. So thankfully this time, the Lord Jesus or Xenu or whoever has blessed me with having an easy time finding a good therapist, and I am grateful. I also had a psych eval done, and guess what, you guys? Really good news. I do not have a cluster B personality disorder. I'm not bipolar. I don't have borderline personality disorder. So any of you all who insinuated that or announced that you think that is true, you were wrong. Go fuck yourselves. And also to any of you who insinuated that if somebody did have a cluster B personality disorder, that they couldn't possibly.
Girl, y'all, this is the epic thumbnail. Oh my God, Jenna is giving it to you.
Polar. I don't have borderline personality disorder. So any of you all who insinuated that or announced that you think that is true, you were wrong. Go fuck yourselves. And also to any of you who insinuated that if somebody did have a cluster B personality disorder, that they couldn't possibly be telling the truth or that their view on things couldn't possibly be real, also go fuck yourself. Especially those of you who actually are experiencing mental anguish and mental health issues and are on meds for it, and then are demonizing other people for having the self-awareness to say, maybe I need help with this. Anyways, to get back to the important part of this, I am not in need of any meds. I've actually been doing much better after making certain changes in my life. And
go ahead, Jen.
Yeah. The amount of bravery and self-awareness it takes for somebody in a relationship, in a friendship to say, this isn't going well, maybe I need help, maybe I'm part of the problem, and having that be weaponized against them, especially by somebody who's had similar struggles to that, as proof that they're wrong or that they are at fault, their willingness to say, maybe the problem is me, having that be weaponized is one of the saddest, sickest things that people can do. And having watched that in the last few months in real time has been pretty fucking disappointing and disgusting. So as it turns out, I'm just a normal person reacting pretty normally to some insane circumstances after experiencing some things that many people never have to experience at all in their lives. And yeah, I want to thank the many people who have both supported me publicly and privately during a time when I was questioning.
Let's go, y'all. Shout out to Jenna Miscavige, honey. Just giving everybody the middle finger today. Okay, it's starting. Yeah, and you gonna let me be able to play this? Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All-American Halftime Show. Let's get to it. This is Real American.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Welcome to the land of the free, in the home of the brave. We do it freestyle, you and me style.
Yeah, I love
like
it.
it did in the good old days. We do it for the heroes overseas and the heroes on down home.
That mohawk
all the big cities, all the small towns, let's crank it up and get it on. We fly and rain, wild blue, waving all the across the land. We got them good times all ours, no worries on the can. Everything's made in the USA. And on your heart when the song gets played. When the gloves come on, you find that way you stay. And that's real American.
Oh, he got so much grit in his voice. I love it.
Oh, got it started. So you ready to roll. It's the best of the best, playing chess with American muscle. We fire and red, blue, waving across the land. Got the good times on. No worries on the everything's made in the USA. And on your heart when the song gets played. When the gloves come on, you find that way to stay. And that's real American. We run that red, white, blue, waving all across the land. We got them good times on us, no glories on the can. Everything's made in the USA. And on your heart when the song gets
Oh man, I really hope they better not block my video on YouTube.
and that's real American. That's real American. That's real American.
The style, the music's good. Woo! Yeah, that better not block me. YouTube better not block this video.
A friend of mine by the name of Colt Ford and Jason Aldean changed her life and put it on country radio. This is Dirt Road Anthem. I see them chilling on a dirt road, lay back swimming like I'm George Jones. Your smoke rolling out the window, and i's gonna be sitting in the console. Memory lane up in the middle light. It's got me reminiscing on them good times. See them turning off a real life driving, that's right. Hitting easy street on mud tires. Yeah, back in the day, Palms Farm was a place to go. Load the truck up, hit the dirt road. You can join the bar while spread the word. Like the bonfire, then call the girls. King of the kid and the Marlboro man. Jack the Chandler, if you good man, we can learn how to kiss and cuss and fight too. Better watch out for the boys in blue. Now the small town, he said, she said. Ain't funny how rumors spread. Like I know something y'all don't know. Man, actually, it's getting on. You need to mind your business, man. Watch your mouth.
Wait a minute, you
knock your loud mouth out. I'm tired of talking, man. Y'all ain't listen. Motor roads, what y'all missing? Chillin' on the dirt road.
You can't make this up.
Lay back, swimming like a George Jones. You smoke rolling out the window, and I was gonna be sitting in the console. Living up in the middle light, got me reminiscing on the good time. See them turning off a real life driving, that's right. Hitting easy street on her time. I sit back and think about them good old days, the way we were raising our soul ways. You were like cornbread and biscuits, it's broke right here, we fix it. See, I can take y'all where you need to go, down to my hood and back in them woods. Do it different around here, that's right, boo show. Do it good and do it all night. If you really want to know how it feels to get off the road, trucks and four wheels, man, jump on in. Tell your friends we'll be raising hell out with a black top is. Chillin' on the dirt road.
Man, you can't make this up.
Lay back, swimming like George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window, and I was gonna be seated in the console.
This is so good.
Little lane up in the middle line.
Hey, Amy?
Scout, he really lives in all the good times.
Y'all, he rapping.
See him turn off and real life driving.
That's pretty good.
Hitting easy street on road times. Adam Curry, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck Hollywood. brought up in a small town, North Georgia. Raised Dawson the Baptist moles in the front row pew for the Sunday roll call. Everybody praise the Lord. Y'all grew up learning how to hunt and fish. How to bust a 12-gauge pump and not miss. A life without work, that's just a myth. Never listen when he talking shit. My dad taught me how to stand my ground. Be a man, but we'll never back down. We'll start us up. If he's talking trash, you better throw the first punch and whip his. Be somebody, make a name for yourself. Life's hard, you go through hell. There comes a time when you gotta slow down. That's what we doing now, but we chillin' on the girl. Yeah. Lay back, swiveling like I'm George Jones. You slow rolling out the window. Nice gonna be sitting in the console. Memory lane, a bit of memory. It's got me reminiscing on the good times. See them turning off and revive driving. That's right. Hit an easy street on the tire. Let's ride, boy.
Woo! Not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
How she makes you smile, the way I make me smile on the other end of a phone in the middle of a highway, driving alone with I hope you hear a song.
Oh,
that
this
makes
is
you
good.
sing along and get you thinking about her. Then the last several miles turn into a blur. I hope you all feel sparks by the end of the drive. You know she's the one by the end of the night. You never ever felt more free till you pray and say you're so happy. Yeah. I hope you come on your legs and one of your plans. You spend your last night and put her up on her hand. She's wider than your wildest dreams. She's everything you're ever gonna need. And then I hope you cheat like you did on me.
What's her name?
And then I hope you cheat like you did on me. Yeah, that all shows up in a toy and picked from a friend, hanging on to a guy. You just ain't him. I hope you stayed up all night, all alone with my phone. And then she calls and be like, I hope you work it out. Forgive and just about forget and take her on a first date again.
She can
and
sing.
when you're leaning for a kiss, I hope you both feel sparks by the end of the drive. You know she's the one by the end of the night. You never ever found more free till you pray and say you're so happy. I hope she comes along your legs every morning you plan. You spend your last time to put her on her hand. She's wider than your wildest dreams. She's everything you're ever gonna need. And then I hope to cheat like you did always. Comes all the way around. I hope she makes you feel the same way about her that I feel about you right now. I hope you both feel the sparks by the end of the drive. You know she's the one by the end of the night. You never ever found more free till you fail. Say you're so happy. I hope she comes along your legs every morning you plan. Spend your last time to put her up on her hair. She's wider than your wildest dreams. She's everything you're ever gonna need.
Yeah.
Like you did all.
she can sing. Oh, God.
He's a phone call to his parents. He's a Bible by the bed. He's the t-shirt that I'm wearing. He's a song stuck in my head. He's silent and he's steady like the hurricane he runs. He knows just where he's going and he's proud of where he's from. He's one good one. Ooh, yeah, he's one good one. Come on.
Yeah.
He should have won like he wrote the book, boy. When you don't even look for anybody can be good ones, but he's good all the time. He's one of the good ones. Sing it. He's on mine, yeah. He's one of the good ones. You know him when you see him by the way he looks at me. You'd say he hung the moon, I'd say he hung the galaxy. Nobody does it better the way he pulls me in. I've known a couple that once, but they are nothing to him. He's one good one. Me like he should won, like he wrote the book one. You don't even look for anybody can be good one, but he's good all the time. He's one of the good ones. You say, come on.
Oh, she got such a strong voice. Oh my
He's
goodness.
one of the good ones. We should love by this one, yeah. They're out there, by this one. Some good ones, yeah, good ones. Love me like you should, like you wrote the book one. The kind you find when you don't even look. And it mighty can be good ones, but he's good all the time. He's one of the good ones. He's on mine, yeah. He's one of the good ones. He's on mine.
Girl. Did y'all catch them riffs in that, honey? She got some voice on her. She got a strong voice. That was good. This Kid Rock. No, this is Leave.
I belong to the drinking class. We're up when the rooster crows. Whoa. We clock in when the whistle blows. Whoa. 8 hours ticking slow. Whoa. And then tomorrow we'll do it all over again. I'm a member of a blue-collar crowd. They can never, no, they can't keep us down. If you gotta label me. You label me proud, 'cause I belong to the drinking class. Monday through Friday, man, we must start by. Let you one of us raise your glass. 'Cause I belong to the drinking class. We laugh, we cry, we love. We go hard when the going's tough. We push back and push and shove. If you knock us down, we'll get back up again and again. I'm a member of a good time and crowd. We get rowdy, we get wild and loud. If you gotta label me, then label me proud. 'Cause I belong to the drinking class. Monday through Friday, we bust our ass. Left you one of us to raise up your glass. I belong to the drinking class. Well, Charlie, he gave people microphones so they could say what was on their mind. This is what's on mine.
Oh, this is tribute.
I just want to catch my fish, drive my truck, drink my beer, and not wake up to all this stuff I don't want to hear. Like the same kind of gun I hunt with just killed another man. Only thing mine ever shot was deer from my deer stand. I just want to cut my grass, feed my dogs, wear my boots, not turn the TV on, sit and watch the evening news. Be told if I tell my own daughter that little boys ain't little girls, I'll be up the creek in hot water. This can't of your ass world. It ain't easy being country in this country nowadays. The directions the fingers point when everything goes up in flames. Saying I'm some right-wing devil, 'cause I was down south, Jesus raised.
That's for me in my house.
Easy being country.
We serve the Lord
in this country nowadays. I just want to cut my grass, watch my game, say my prayers, not get a picture of a flag up in flames while people cheer. Oh, the same one my granddaddy fought for, stomped on like it's trash. And I'm a downright hateful monster, back to blue and bash. It ain't easy being country in this country nowadays. The direction the fingers point, and everything goes up in flames. Saying I'm some right-wing devil, 'cause I was red letter Jesus raised. It ain't easy being country in this country, because I have my morals and a small town point of view. You assume that you don't like me means that I don't like you too. It ain't easy being country this country nowadays. In this country nowadays. I am a sensitive. I have a tendency to pay more attention to the things that I need. Sometimes I drink too much. Sometimes I test your trust. Sometimes I don't know why you stay with me. I'm hard to love. Oh, I don't make it easy. I couldn't do it if I stood where you stood. I'm hard to love. You say that you need me. Well, I don't deserve it, but I love that you love me good. Yeah, you love me good, baby. Girl, you've given me a million second chances, and I don't ever want to take you for granted. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. Hard to love, oh, I don't make it easy. I couldn't do it in my situation. I'm hard to love. Say that you need me, well, I don't deserve it, but I love that you love me
Yo, yes, y'all listen. Kid Rock coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our homie, Kid Rock.
Oh, he come y'all. He.
My name is Kid. It's Kid,
Yay! Y'all, that's first song.
And this is for the questions that don't have any answers. Midnight lanterns in the topless dancers. Again, the freaks, the cars back with sleepers. The G's with the 40s and the chicks with beepers. The northern lights and the southern comfort. And it don't even matter if your veins are punctured. Crackheads, the critics, the cynics. All my heroes in the methadone clinics. All you bastards in the IRS. For the cookie cops and the corner deaths. For the shots of Jack and the cats of men. The half-blacks of love and the fists of strands. For my hookers all tricking out Hollywood. For my hoods of the world, it's understood. I say it's all good, yeah, it's all in fun. Never in the bed trying to love someone. Woo!
Y'all just get me hollering, y'all. Just don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna scream. Oh my God, that was so
Ladies and
good.
gentlemen, please welcome our brother, Robert Ritchie.
That was beautiful. They should have did another song. Oh my God, that was beautiful.
You can tell your old man you'll do some largemouth fishing another time. You got too much on your plate to bait and cast a line. You can always put a rain check in his hand till you can't, till you can't. You can keep putting on forever with that girl whose heart you hold, swearing that you'll ask someday further down the road. You can always put a diamond on her hand till you can't, till you can't. If you got a chance, take it. Take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it. 'Cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can. Till you can, till you can. Now there's a box of greasy parts sitting in the trunk of that 65, still waiting on you and your grandpa to bring it back to life. You can always get around to fixing up that old Pontiac till you can't, till you can't. If you got a chance, take it. Take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it. 'Cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can. Till you can, till you can. You know, I awoke one Sunday morning all alone with this song stuck in my head. And in that moment, something or someone spoke to me. They said there was still a verse that needed to be written for this song, and to get up to write it down. There's a book that's sitting in your house somewhere that could use some dusting off. There's a man who died for all our sins, hanging from the cross. You can give your life to Jesus, and he'll give you a second chance till you can't, till you can't. If you got a chance, take it. Take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it. 'Cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can. Until you can, until you can. If you got a chance, take it. Take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it. 'Cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can. Until you can, until you can, until you can.
No, that's awesome. This is beautiful tribute. Look at that. Oh my God. Little babies.
I want to honor God in all that I do. I want to be a great husband, a great father. I want to serve this country. I want to try to continue to lead this movement and to speak truth and to never lie. To stop thinking about yourself all the time and instead think about what you should do to help other people and to defend this country above yourself. I'm so inspired. This army of freedom fighters, we're going to be around for the next 100, 200 years because we know in the end our ideas will win. God should be the most important thing in your life. But then beyond that, it's getting married, having children, building families. My kids are my most important thing in my work. My wife and my kids, my relationship with God, top 3 things. And the more often that you choose the deep, the difficult, but the right path over the easy path is one that will reward you, your family, and this beautiful nation.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, that was awesome. That was awesome. What did y'all think? What did y'all think? That was good. The orchestra was my favorite part. Like the orchestra music, the classical music, that was absolutely gorgeous. I love classical music. The young lady, can we talk about her for a second? Gabby Barrett, watch out. Let me tell you something. That girl has a strong voice. Y'all, that was awesome. Did y'all enjoy that? Oh my God. I love classical music, you all. Gospel music, classical music, jazz music, R&B, a little hip hop, old school hip hop. You know, this even soft rock music, soft pop rock and soft rock music. I'm a connoisseur of music. I love music. I started my channels out as a music reactor. So me listening to various types of music is just something I enjoy doing. And that was just a nice mixture. I'm up here yelling with Kid Rock. Oh my goodness. But that orchestra, that classical music was absolutely gorgeous. That young lady, y'all, Gabby Barrett, girl, you better sing the song by yourself, child. That girl got a voice. She has range, her riffs, her runs. Oh my God. I love hearing new artists that can really blow the mic out of the water. God, you can say. Shout out to her. Y'all talk me about this. This was good. Did y'all enjoy this? Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Listen, I don't want this live to be extra long. We're hitting up an hour and 39 minutes, y'all. This is something else. Just shout out to you, Juju. This was for you, Juju. Y'all don't ever say I never gave you nothing, Juju. Y'all, Juju was like, oh, please put it on. I try to make sure you guys, get a little variety of everything. I wanted this to, and you see, sometimes, God can take you in a different direction. You never know. So hopefully this was a blessing to somebody. I hope that, this blessed you all. Because sometimes things can go in a different direction. You never expect it to, but look what happens. And I thank you all so much for tuning in. Y'all, we're gonna go live tomorrow. I'm getting my son ready for bed. We're gonna go live tomorrow. And do this child Candace or something to that extent. And then we got to talk about Umar. Because Umar, lost his mind. So we got to do it. We got to do it. So hopefully you guys tune in tomorrow as well. Thank you all so much for letting me know this. I had no idea. I literally thought you were just talking about the Super Bowl. But I appreciate this. Y'all be good. That was fun. I'll set up the live streams for tomorrow. We're going to be back on it again. And make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out. Shout out to you guys. And you all have a good evening. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.